Volvo's second generation XC90 is a 7-seat luxury SUV that has given key rivals like Audi's Q7 and the Land Rover Discovery a lot to think about. Safe, efficient, clever, practical and stylish, it has re-established this Swedish maker as a credibly prestigious automotive brand. This significantly revised version offers slightly smarter styling and a more up-to-date cabin. It's well worth a look.
Mild hybrid tech is retained for the mainstream B5 petrol version of this model, which mates the usual 2-litre 4-cylinder Volvo engine with a 48-volt battery, a KERS kinetic energy recovery system and an ISG, an integrated starter generator. This all-wheel drive setup puts out 250 horsepower with 360 Nm of torque, and 62 from rest occupies 7.7 seconds en route to the 112 miles an hour top speed that all Volvos share. As usual with an XC90, the alternative is the brand's rather sophisticated T8 plug-in hybrid powertrain, which is what we're trying here. As before, this T8 engine is both turbocharged and supercharged, and it combines 310 horsepower of engine output with a 145 horsepower electric motor to deliver a total 455 horsepower output with a thumping 709 Nm of torque. This allows 62 to be dispatched in just 5.4 seconds, although the 2,295 kilo curb weight rather blunts the urgency of that performance. We had hoped for a bigger PHEV battery as part of this update in order to give this T8 an EV drive range closer to plug-in hybrid rivals in this segment from Mercedes and BMW. But the same 18.8 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack remains, offering up to 44.1 miles of EA/ER rated pure electric driving range when it's fully charged. In this T8 there are 5 drive modes: hybrid, power, pure, off-road and all-wheel drive. Across the XC90 range, there are no changes to the handling dynamics as part of this update, apart from a set of tweaks which have been made to soften the passive suspension setup. Few customers will actually appreciate that because above base trim, that setup's been ditched in favour of the far superior active 4C chassis package. That gives you 4 corner adaptive dampers and electronic air suspension. We'd say that this setup is almost a must-have with the XC90. It noticeably improves ride quality and it complements excellent cruising refinement too, which easily meets the required executive standard despite this Volvo's use of 4 cylinders in a segment where 6 cylinders really are the norm. Not too many exterior changes have been made to this further revised version of the second generation XC90. Not too many were really necessary, thanks to styling which original designer Anders Gunnarsson described as timeless. The shape, although it is substantial, is cleverly proportioned to look as compact as possible. So many large luxury SUVs appear bulky and intimidating, but this really isn't one of them. But it has been cleverly evolved. Now, if you're familiar with this second generation XC90, you'll immediately spot the revised front end of this updated model, which features a smarter grille flanked by redesigned Thor's Hammer LED headlights. In addition, there's also a more sculpted bonnet, revised front wings, and a cleaner, simpler, lower front bumper. Move to the side and the update changes are less obvious, but an existing owner might note the smarter wheel designs. Sizes now range between 20 and 22 inches. We've got the 21-inch rims here. On this T8 variant, there's a fresh look for the charging port too. The most important updates, though, lie inside. This Volvo's cabin has long been one of the finest out there. It still is. As for what's different here, well, get comfortable behind the wheel, and the biggest change you'll notice will be the more horizontal design of this totally revised dashboard, which now incorporates a new central touchscreen. This has grown from 9 to 11.2 inches in size. It's more responsive, it's higher resolution, and it borrows its Google automotive software from the system used in the EX90, enabling over-the-air updates. There's an easier to access screen operating system too. In addition, the centre console has been redesigned too and now features a 2+1 cup holder with room for an extra slim drinks can. Plus there's a new wireless smartphone charger which is more conveniently accessible. The ambient lighting system and the 360-degree camera system have both been enhanced as well. Right, time to take a seat in the second row. As usual with an XC90, middle row passengers are well catered for with individual seats which slide and recline for greater comfort on longer journeys. 3 adults could just about sit side by side, although the centre occupant has to put up with a narrower seat and this prominent central tunnel. Most models get this huge panoramic glass roof and plusher ones get integrated rear door sun curtains too. Right, what about the third row? Well, as before and as usually in this class, getting to it takes a bit of muscular dexterity. So if you've tried the very rearmost pews in an XC90 before, then you'll know that as an adult you'll only be able to install yourself here with any kind of comfort if you prevail upon those ahead of you to move their seats forward a little. The chairs themselves are exactly the same as those in the middle, so you're not fobbed off with a kind of fold out occasional seats that you do get in some competitors, and these seats can accommodate an adult of up to 170 centimetres tall. Finally, let's take a look at luggage space. Inevitably, capacity is going to be a bit restricted with all 7 seats in place, although even in this configuration, there's 244 litres of luggage space in this T8 PHEV model, or 247 if you opt for the B5 mild hybrid version. Most of the time though, of course, you will probably be running this car with those third row chairs folded down. Now, unlike in a Q7 or a Discovery, the folding process isn't power operated, but it's easy to do, as you can see, with one hand. Flattening these rearmost seats in the T8 model frees up 650 litres of space to the window line, or 653 litres with the B5. Getting more room, of course, means folding the middle row. On this T8 model, that frees up 1,130 litres up to the window line. It's 1,139 in the B5. All those figures are very class competitive. As for the WLTP rated figures, well, with the B5 petrol version, expect up to 32.8 mpg and up to 193 grams per kilometre of CO2. The efficiency figures for this T8 plug-in hybrid model see it deliver up to 30 grams per kilometre of CO2, 235.1 mpg on the combined cycle, and up to 44.1 EAER rated miles of pure electric driving range. That is some way off what you get with rival PHEV versions of the BMW X5 and the Mercedes GLE, but they are only 5-seaters, and this Volvo's PHEV range figure is at least enough to mean that theoretically you could use it every day without ever visiting a fuel station, unless of course you needed to undertake a longer trip. That's assuming of course that you keep the lithium-ion battery fully charged up. Owners can buy a wall box from Volvo which will charge their cars on 16 amp power in about 3 hours, but with 6.4 kilowatt charging, and a typical home wall box you're looking at about 5 hours for a full charge from empty. Connecting up to a normal domestic 3-pin 6 amp supply, that is going to take you 8 hours. This XC90 is aging impressively well. You would expect that after a decade on sale, it would be feeling a bit yesteryear compared to key rivals. The fact that it's not is a tribute to the fundamental completeness of this Mark II model's original design. Of course, this Volvo isn't perfect. There are still sharper handling choices and more capable off-roaders in this sector. In balancing these virtues though, this XC90 sets its own class standard, and in doing that continues to establish a family benchmark amongst luxury SUVs that rivals struggle to match. Company founders Assar Gabrielsen and Gustav Larsson would have liked this car. More importantly though, if you're shopping in this sector, we think you will too.